Hey, Scrapper Names fans, welcome back to another process video. I've got a bit of a, cut file, mixed media, all the good things, all wrapped into one for this layout. Now, for my paper at the back, or background paper, I'm actually using Kaiser Craft white cardstock, and I think it's the smooth one. I prefer that. For my cut file though, I use the American Crafts cardstock, and as you can see, I've already backed it. I kind of went through and had a bit of a cut file session where I cut a heap of cut files and then started backing them, just so they were done. Really, I sat in front of the TV watching my shows or whatever, and would just back them really with different 6x6 paper pads. I think majority of that one is a Maggie Holmes old paper pad, and maybe something else, can't remember. But anyway, so what I'm doing here is just trimming some excess off my photos. One, they didn't print properly. The one at the top that you can see that's actually sort of chopped mine and my daughter's head off didn't come out properly when I ordered it. So, but I still used it. You can still see, you know what we're doing, so it's all good. I just went with it. But the two different size photos in that I've trimmed the other one down. So it's just myself, my daughter, my stepdaughter and my aunt all went for a girly trip to get our nails done. Obviously, prior to COVID-19. Yes, this is actually like 2018, I think. I can't really remember. But yes, anyway. So what I'm doing here is just matting my photos, and I decided I couldn't decide what sort of photo mat I wanted, like what paper. So I've decided to dive into my scrap box because I don't know about everyone else, but I don't like wasting paper. No, it's like gold. But I have this scrap box, and I kind of have one inside the other. Like I have a really big one, and then that you saw me pull out initially, and now I have this little one that I think I was using originally to try and stop myself from having like excess scrap paper, and that didn't work. I just filled a drawer. Anyway, so I thought I would go through and just make some odds and ends photo mats, just to be different, really. I didn't want to cut into some of the 12x12 papers I had kicking around in my desk, and I just couldn't find the right vibe, colour, I don't know, but yeah, so I found it in my scrap box, and I like that it's got some different tones and different layers there. Like you can see, it's not a full, like when you cut into like a paper pad or a 12x12 piece of paper, it covers the whole back of the paper, like it really mats the photo. This is making no sense, is it? I know what I'm saying, but you can see I've got two different layers there. It's and I'm cool with that. So yeah, so I don't think I've done. I just sewed my background paper first. That's what I was doing, and then I was giving it some time to dry. Now I wanted to kind of do some watercoloring type thing, but I wanted to try these Jane Davenport aqua pastels. I love these, and I love Jane Davenport stuff. Her colours are so vibrant and just beautiful. So yeah, I thought I would give this technique a go. Now, all I'm doing, as you can see, is picking a couple of colours, scribbling on the background. I don't think I wet the paper first. I think I've just said it. It really got quite wet. I actually had to come back to this because I wet it so much that it took like 24 hours for it to dry. Or maybe not. Yeah, it took a while. But yeah, so as you can see, I've sprayed it, and now I'm just getting my brush and just moving that colour around my page. I didn't want a big blob of it at the top. As you can see, I'm really adding water there just to really get the colours to run. And in some parts, I wasn't 100% happy with the way it worked out. I'm not great with this technique, but I'll keep trying it because why not? Mixed media, I worry, is not something that's a strong point, but I do love using it. So I like getting messy every now and again. But looking from here, it looks really good. And it looks really good, as you'll see at the end photos. I really like that it goes really well with the cut file and everything as well. So I chose to do a mixed media background. I wasn't sure I couldn't put the cut file with all the different colours and the white just onto a white background. I felt it just looked too white for me. And I didn't have a pattern piece of paper that I liked that would go with this, with the cut file. So I created my own with this background, as you can see. And yeah, I do like how it turned out. The colours pop through the cut file really well. But as I said, it was really wet. So I did contemplate matting it, the white cardstock onto another piece of paper. But again, it wasn't the feel I was going for. Yeah, that's all I can really put into that. Now, I did decide to add some splatter work to my background. So I'm using some Kaiser Craft mists. This one I think is the rose gold. And then I do add the gold itself to the background as well. And it's just a subtle little pop of glimmer into that colour. And just, they glitter, so that I liked that. Like when you move the thing, it just catches it. Yeah, I just thought it needed something else on top of that aqua pastel background. It was just the feels, really. I can't explain it too much. I just felt it needed something else to make it look like it did. The rose gold splatters, I like the rose gold, but you have to be really careful, I think, when you use it, because it can turn out a bit like blood. So it needs a really good shake. And then, yeah, I think it depends on what you're adding it to, that it can look a bit dodgy. This time around it worked really well, and I wasn't too phased because I thought also it's going to be covered. So, yeah. So I'm just adding only a few, like not all of my butterflies now will have wet glue on them. So obviously, being that there's gesso and there's really heavy mix, like water on the background, I'm using wet glue instead of adhesive because it just won't stick. Or it won't stick for long anyway. And I don't really want to go back through my albums and be re-sticking everything down. So yeah, so I just add some wet glue to some of the butterflies. I don't actually add to all of it. And it was a technique I think I saw Paige Evans use. And everything's sticking down. But it also gives me the opportunity to tuck things in if I want to in underneath the butterflies. It gives just a little bit more movement because the adhesive I've got there is quite strong. I don't actually 100% like it. It's so difficult to get out of the bottle. But it sticks really well. So you can't win really. But yeah, so I've only added to a few, if you're wondering, just so that I can pop some things in underneath if I want to. I wasn't 100% sure how I'd embellish this, but I got it done. Now I'm just adding some craft foam here just to give some dimension now to that layout. Everything's sitting really flat, and I just want my photos to pop off that very busy type background. So we've got the cut file and all the mixed media. It needs to be able to pop up a little bit so you can see them. And this I just use my tape for because it's only sitting on the cut file itself, so it's not wet or gessoed or anything like that, so that should be okay. Plus I hate fighting with my glue. So I do apologise, this video was going to come out on Wednesday, but I've just gone back to work after 2 weeks off and it's been hectic. So, and the homeschooling thing with all our kids here this week, it's been crazy. So getting any time to myself to do videos and craft or anything really has been, well, none. So I'm doing this voiceover and going to upload this video straight away. So it should be up Australian time. It's Saturday, so it should go up today, and then I will hopefully have another one for you. I do have another one, a Project Life, I think, for Monday. But yes, I didn't get any of my scrapping stuff that I'd planned out for the week done. So I'm actually home alone at the moment, which hence the quiet. So I'm going to try and get through as much as I can to catch up. So, and we've got Mother's Day tomorrow, which will be really nice. And here in Canberra, where I am, they've just eased some of the restrictions for COVID-19, so we can get into groups of 10, which will be nice. So I should be able to go over and see my mommy, which will be lovely. Yes, so things for my part of the world here in Australia, things are slowly starting to take a phased approach to getting hopefully back to normal. Hopefully no more outbreaks too much. And if you're in other parts of the world, I know that many places are being hit really hard with this. So please, as always, please make sure you're safe and well, and following all the guidelines that you need to be following. Yes. See many conversations around people documenting COVID-19. I'd love to know, I've seen some fantastic creations, and I'm contemplating it myself. Not a big, traveler's notebook or anything like that, but just a few bits and pieces here and there, because I think this has been so full on in every part of the world that for years to come, I think it'll be talked about in history. So maybe we should document those a little bit. Yes, but yes, so I'd love to know if you are documenting your COVID-19 adventures, travels. I don't know what you want to call them, not even travels, I guess. But yeah, it's interesting to see some people don't want to and others do. So yeah. All right, so my layout. I am adding some Paige Evans. I was feeling very Paige Evans-y over the the scrapbooking weekend. So this was last weekend, International Scrapbooking Day. And yeah, I started off using lots of Paige Evans stuff. So I did a couple of layouts using her collection. So this one is from Whimsical. I think some of these goodies are from. Yeah, I'm pretty certain that's the collection I've got the most of. And these are her rub-ons. And oh my God, they are, I say it every time, they are the best rub-ons ever. They're so easy to apply, and they just come off onto your page perfectly. They're just awesome. But yeah, so I've added on either corner there's a little strip of washi, and then I've decided to perch a little phrase from the Whimsical rub-ons onto either of those corners. I felt that it gave it some balance. We've got the butterflies going in one direction, and I just thought this added a nice little balance. It sort of draws your eye down a little bit as opposed to sort of rushing all over the page, I guess you could say. So yeah, they were a nice little added addition to each corner. This little phrase says, lovely. And then I think with this one, I end up adding, it's completely not themed as such. I guess it's pretty. So I'm adding some florals, and I'll add some cute little whimsical kind of characters. Just, I don't know, just to make it look a bit girly and a bit pretty. Because I think this one will go in one of the girls' books. I think it's going to be in the eldest in Beth's album. So, yeah. Sometimes I can do this and just go with the flow. It's not I'm not looking for something to do with nail salons or anything like that. Whereas other times I get really themed based when I scrapbook sometimes. And that's sometimes when it used to be when I buy things was always themed based. And so I can get really stuck in my own head. Just got to change it up a little bit sometimes. So I do add some little dimensional type butterflies there. So I just put some glue in the middle of the butterfly and tried to bend its wings up a little bit. Just to add some more interest to the layout. Everything's very flat, so I wanted to make sure there was some dimension. I think the other collection I'm using here is Pick Me Up by Paige Evans. It's all my... I'm really dying to get Bloom Street. I know in the May Kitaholic kits there's some Bloom Street, so I want to see what's there, and then I'm going to order. I might have to order from scrapbook.com, but I can't seem to get what I want here from one shop. Yeah, I really have quite got a liking for the Bloom Street collection, so I am going to try that. I also like, there's Pebbles Lovely Moments. I saw a haul done by Virginia Walker, and it really looks quite lovely and very homely type base. So I also like the fact that it's got lots of rabbits in it, so because I'm a bunny girl. But yeah, so some collections I would like to order. So just adding some more, it's a very busy layout, I must admit. I didn't need lots of embellishments, but I just wanted to add stickers and, die cuts and those sorts of things, just to make it really pretty, really soft, really girly. And this photo here, as I said, wasn't printed properly, and it has this big gap in between our two faces. So I'm just covering it, making it look pretty, adding some flowers and some die cut things from the collections as well. I nearly wasn't going to, but then I was like, nah, it needs something. It's just too much, I guess, negative space in there. There's just nothing. I think blank wall, really. So I went with that. As you can see, I'm just keep rifling through. I'm just, gluing bits and pieces down. I think this is another butterfly. And I know the wings will probably be flattened when you put it into a page protector, but that's okay. For now, it looks pretty with the butterfly wings up. So as you can see, I do alternate between tape and glue. As I said before, the glue holds better on a heavy mixed media background. So that's why I did that. Just adding my title. And again, these stickers are from, I think, the Whimsical collection. And I do love them. I love that there's so many letters and they're different colours. But one side's multicoloured and one side's like a goldy colour. So this time I've gone with a multicoloured type title. Sorry, mind blank. And I think I've put girl time, nail time. And I couldn't find a little comma, so I had to draw one. But that's okay. But I think for the most part, this layout is, I think I'm done. What am I looking for? Am I cleaning up? Oh, I'm adding some enamel dots, of course. Of course, lots of sprinkly bits. And again, these are Whimsical, I think, collection. So there's like butterflies and stars and hearts, I think, and circles maybe. Yeah. So I do a mix. And I try, as you can see, it's quite a multicoloured type layout. So there's lots of different colours. And I use the same with the enamel dots, trying to match them up a bit. What am I looking for? Oh, do some journaling down the bottom. Which worked, surprisingly, the amount of gesso that's on that page. I didn't know if it would work. All right. So my layout is complete. This video went for a little bit, so I hope you didn't mind my yabbering on. If you've got any questions, please don't forget to put them in the comments below and I will get back to you. Thank you for stopping by and watching my process video. I hope you did enjoy it. And I'll see you very soon with another one. Bye for now.
Artlist.io. Music